Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Today's guest is Garret, Caillouet, best known for his time on season 7 of Netflix The Circle and also his hilarious skits across Instagram, Snapchat and TikTok. But today he's not just on your screen, he's here with us live and in the flesh. Garret, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Excited to be here.
Oh my God, it's so nice to finally see someone that you see on your screen in person. Honestly, I'm so happy. Okay, so let's start off talking about The Circle. So can you describe the show to someone who's never seen it before?
Okay, I'll try and keep this short. So The Circle itself, it's like a popularity contest. So it's like social media condensed. You're isolated in an apartment completely by yourself. Your only way to communicate with people is through The Circle, which is TV screens throughout your apartment. The goal is to build alliances and strategy to be rated high, and if you're rated high enough, you become an influencer, which then you influence the decision of who's blocked. And then the goal is to make it to the end for a cash prize of $100,000 US.
Oh.
It's all about the money.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, I feel like I'm in an episode of Black Mirror. I was going to ask you, why did you want to join the show?
Okay, it's funny. People are like, why do you want to join? Why do you want to do it? It's honestly just because I was such a big fan. The first season was like during the pandemic 2020, and I lived in New York City. So our lockdown was so terrifyingly strict, and we were like wiping down our groceries. So I had been such a big fan of the show for like 5 years at this point. I was like, you know what? Why not apply? And here we are.
Cool.
Oh my gosh. I love that. Okay, so why would people want to catfish on the show? There's a lot of people that go in with a different personality, but you didn't.
Correct. I went in as myself, but I understand the idea behind catfishing. People are like, why would you want to catfish? I didn't. But people might see themselves, like in previous seasons, like a model who will go in as like a nerd, or the Spice Girls went in as a 26-year-old children's author. So there is an idea behind creating a persona that's a little more approachable than someone who's a model, who might be intimidating, or you might have preconceived notions about who they are because of what they do for work or how they look, right?
Well, what's it like behind the scenes? Like when people are creating those strategies, like what's actually going on? You know what I mean? Like,
strategy in the game is so different. Like, people will comment or troll on the internet and be like, why did you do this? They don't understand that whenever you're in a scenario like this, you are so isolated from society. You're isolated from the game, right? You only get a sliver. You only know what people tell you, and you have to take their word for it. You have to decide whether or not you believe them. But then you also have to try and make decisions based on your intuition. Like, it's like looking through the blinds. You only get like one little slit of the big picture. And so that's what makes the game so challenging. And you second guess everything.
yeah, I would, like my trust is already here. I feel like with this game, it would be
Right.
Speaking of instincts, people said that you had really good instincts on the show, chef's kiss. So how did you learn to read people so well?
I think I always say, like, whenever I was growing up, this is tough, but people ask, how do you read people so well? And I think it's not a super fun story. Growing up, I moved around a lot. My dad was a pilot. I moved 14 times by the time I was 20 years old. So I was constantly having to insert myself into new places and kind of adapt to them. And I think that story kind of had casting looking a second time, and eventually putting me on the show. But I say that kind of like, because of the bullying that I experienced, my kind of trauma response is hypervigilance, which kind of caused this ability to read people, to kind of understand my surroundings in a way that most can't, which is unfortunate, but I kind of call it my superpower. So it was this character development that, although I didn't necessarily want it, in turn, like, worked in my benefit.
How interesting. Like, so looking back, that's what you've learned, but could you, for example, if I was going on the show and you wanted to teach me to learn to read people, what are your tricks?
That's really tough, because in the game, like, if I wanted to tell you how to read somebody, but through a screen, you have to be able to read between the lines. So one of the ways that I did that strategically in the game is I wrote down every message that came across my screen. Obviously, you're not seeing this as a viewer because we film almost 24/7. And so you're only getting 50 minutes across 2 days of filming. So I'm writing every single message and analyzing them in a notebook that I didn't get to keep. Right? Imagine what a great souvenir, because we filmed in 2023. The show didn't come out until September, October of 2024. So I had to sit on this pile of secrets that I couldn't tell anybody.
Oh my gosh.
I just disappeared for 3 weeks during
didn't tell
2021, 23. No, like my parents knew because I filmed in the same city as them, and I'm so fortunate to have been able to like get to see them. And I had to tell like my emergency contacts, which are a couple of my best friends.
Right, okay.
But I just disappeared.
Oh my gosh.
People were concerned.
People should be concerned. That's crazy. But I feel like it's so strict with these like reality shows.
Oh,
so.
absolutely. NDAs are locked down.
But what did you learn from taking part of the show?
There's so much that you can take away from an experience like The Circle or being a part of reality TV. I like to call it a pressure cooker because it kind of expedites all these experiences that you wouldn't experience over the course of 3 weeks, right? You would experience them over months, years. One, I learned I'm a little more competitive than I thought I was, which I like, okay, cool, tone it down. But I also realized that there can be something so beautiful in human connection with somebody that you don't necessarily know, that you can share an experience with somebody and find beauty in just that minimal, shortened, shared experience, which I think helped me gain an appreciation for like strangers in my life, and how you can take something away from every experience that you have with somebody, and even if it's not positive, at least you learn something, so there is something to take away. And so I am grateful for that.
Interesting. Now that you've done one reality show, would you do another, and what would it be?
Okay, The Circle is like top 2 dream shows. The other one is Survivor.
So different.
I know. One is like cushion, completely isolated, alone in a room, air conditioned. The other one is like starving yourself on a beach in Fiji. Netflix does have a new show called Battle Camp that I just watched, where Netflix alum all compete in physical, mental eating challenges. I would love. You hear that? You hear that? Netflix, are you watching?
I'm available.
Absolutely. Saving my leave for my call for Battle Camp season 2.
And if Garret is missing for 3 weeks, now we'll know where.
Don't let them know. Oh my God, Casey, you can't tell them. I'll break my NDA. No, absolutely. That would be so cool. It's like the physical challenges. There's like rock climbing and hanging from high buildings. I was a professional circus acrobat for nearly 7 years in New York City. I'm like, let me put those skills to the test to win some money.
Do you not get nervous about being, I guess, so open and like, especially with The Circle, like your personality is out there and you know that as soon as you go, you're going to get comments, both bad and good. Like, do you get nervous about that? Yeah.
There is something to be said about just being so open on reality TV, to be filmed 24/7, not knowing what a TV show is going to use. So whenever I got cast in The Circle, there was a little bit of anxiety around it. And I've actually been asked to be on reality before. I've auditioned for reality before, and I've made it really far in the casting process over and over and over again. So I just really didn't think it was going to happen for me. And I think it all was meant to be in the way that it happened, because I feel like I am comfortable enough in myself and I've done the work to be someone that I'm proud of. And if I do or say something that offends somebody, I'm open to that conversation. I'm open to learning. And so no matter what, even if I make a mistake that people find problematic, I'm open to the conversation and learning so that I don't make that mistake again, because we all are human. And I think forgiveness is something that we all have within us. And so as long as we talk to somebody about something they've done wrong, like in this case, if it were me, I would be open to that conversation.
But since you were being filmed pretty much 24/7, did you find yourself kind of toning things down or watching every single thing you say?
You do second guess. Like, whenever you're on camera all the time, you have to wonder, like, what are they going to use? What aren't they going to use? So I think you could even notice, if you watch my season, I'm a little reserved in the first few episodes that I'm a part of, and then things start to really shine through as I start to notice people's gameplay, as I start to notice that people are lying, backstabbing, cheating, and I'm like, hey, You don't do that. That's not nice. And then I start to step up because I feel like even though it wasn't necessarily defending my own honor, I felt the need to defend the honor of those who I felt were innocent.
Interesting. So I feel like the real person will always come out if they're following you for that long.
Yes, absolutely. I think the real person, the real personality, the inherent traits, the character of somebody will show and shine through.
So reality show at that point, living in the States. Now you're
No.
Oh.
So this is crazy. I applied for The Circle through Netflix's casting site. During that casting process, after I had submitted an audition tape, I got the call to come to Dubai to do a trial run for the job that I have now. Then I picked up my entire life. I moved my cats, the most crazy thing I've ever done. PTSD from that. I do love my cats. We can talk all about them. And then I was here. I moved here in July of 2023. In October, on the first week of October of 2023, I get the call from Netflix. Hey, can you be available on Friday? I was like, what do you mean? It was a Tuesday. So I called my boss and I was like, listen, if you don't want me to go, I won't. But Netflix called me to be on a TV show. And this, I literally get chills and like well up with tears. I'm so grateful for the owner of the franchise of Barry's in Dubai because he said, he's like, it's not ideal, but I would never take this opportunity from you. And then he let me go. Is that not the sweetest thing?
Of course.
Yeah.
I got goosebumps.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm so grateful.
Like how many people would they've moved you internationally and your cats.
And my cats.
How amazing.
Shout out to Barry's.
Yeah, shout out to Barry's, sure.
So did you have to, so when did you come back to Dubai then after that?
So I filmed for 3 weeks, and the day after we finished filming, within like 24 hours, I was back on a flight to Dubai, and within 8 hours of landing, I was back at work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good ethic.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? Let me show them how grateful I am. A zombie walking into my job after my 17-hour flight.
You are one of many people, by the way, who've decided to move here in the last couple of years. Yeah, roads are busier. What was your perspective of the city, let's say 5 years ago versus when you decided to move? Like, did you know about the UAE and its offerings a couple of years ago?
Your interpretation of Dubai as an American is like only what you see in movies, right? Which is like the glitz, the glam, the crazy, the cheetah in the passenger seat as the Lamborghini drives by, like the Vegas of the Middle East. And so I didn't know much beyond that, beyond like the frame and the Burj Khalifa and the Museum of the Future. And so whenever I came here for like a 3-week trial stint between here and Abu Dhabi, I got to see so much more, like a much deeper culture, which in turn helped me to make the decision to finally move because one, it was an incredible work opportunity, but two, when are you gonna be in your 20s, offered a promotion by a company who's gonna pay to move you? So even if it doesn't end up being everything I hoped and dreamed, what an incredible experience, especially as an American, because how many Americans do you know in the Middle East?
Not many.
6 out of the millions of people who live here, right? And we all know each other.
That's so true. I feel like there aren't a whole lot of Americans here.
That's because we still pay taxes.
I was going to say it's a tax thing.
It's a tax thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's so nice. Okay, cool. So wanted to quickly ask you, do you have tips for people who would get nervous to try to take something new in their life, whether it's like a reality show or moving or a new job?
My advice to anybody who wants to do something new in their life, just do it. Just do it. I was just talking about this with a newer friend of mine. I've lived a lot of lives, and I'm so grateful for that. I've been scuba certified for 20 years. I was in the circus for 7. I have like a background in exercise physiology. I've lived all over the world now. I've traveled all over, and I will never regret a single experience because it leads to learning something new. Like I talked about earlier, just do it. Because worst case, you don't enjoy it, and then you know better. But I'll say, I will try anything twice. Because the first time, you're nervous, you're scared, and you're like, okay, now I know what to expect, go back, try it again. Whether it's a new type of fitness, a new food, a new country, an experience, it doesn't matter, just do it.
I love your energy. I wish you could put it in tea and sell it.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
No, but it's an amazing energy. And do you believe in manifestation? And if so, what is on your vision board? Manifesting board for the
That's a
next?
good question. Ooh, do I believe in manifesting? Yes and no. I believe in like setting an energy and an intention, and I think the universe has our backs, but we have to put in the work to make it happen. Like I could manifest 1 million dirhams in my bank account, but that's not gonna happen unless I take action to make it happen. So I do believe that there are paths for us, and we can put intention behind our actions that can lead us on that path, but we do have to take action for it to happen. And so like for my vision board, I think in my personal life, I think it's continuing to build relationships with the people who are meant for me, whether that's romantic, platonic, familial, like these relationships. I think putting the right intention behind how you get to know somebody matters. I think putting intention behind how you go to work and your work ethic, that matters. And then the silly, goofy stuff, like manifesting Netflix calling me for another show, right? Because I'm still under contract. But I can take the initiative to say like, hey, don't forget me. Hey, Netflix.
Right.
You know? And so taking action matters, but yes, I guess.
I get what you mean. Before you leave us, we want to play a quick game. We want to know what makes you get the ick.
Oh, what makes me get the ick? Can I have context?
Well, we're going to say things, and if it's icky, you'll do this.
I'll hit the button?
And if it's not icky, you'll tell us.
Okay.
Okay. So, what gives Garret the ick?
I wish there was like background music right now, but anyways, okay. People who clap when the plane lands.
Go again.
Again. There we go. Listen, the pilot can't hear you. It's like people who clap at the end of a movie or like after you watch something on screen. If you're in a theater, scream, cheer, holler, yes, at every little thing that you think is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
But why are you doing it? What do you mean? Why?
Oh, man.
I've never heard that before. The pilot can't hear you. Okay,
Yeah, I
fair
didn't
enough.
think about that.
Maybe he can. I've never been in a cockpit. My dad's a pilot, but I should probably ask.
Maybe we should ask Dad, yeah.
Adults who say yum yums instead of food. So.
Do they have kids?
No.
If the answer is no, absolutely not. Schitt's Creek, nom nom for us, David. We never say that again. Absolutely, please don't.
Fair enough.
Couples with matching gym outfits.
Oh, I love that.
I know.
I match my friends. I'm like, hey, I have 2 of these t-shirts. You're wearing one.
It's not that often. Is it common?
I love that. I'm always like, hey, I'm wearing pink to the gym today. I'll text my friends and be like, hey, all black. Like, what do you mean?
Oh my God, we should do that.
I think it's adorable. Yes, you should do it in the office. Why aren't you matching today?
I know, we should do that more often.
Okay, noted. The point taken on that one. Crypto. Thank you.
You're welcome. Listen,
with you.
shout out to the crypto kings and queens, but that's not my thing. Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be us, yeah, no. Makeup at the gym.
Listen, I am all about you feeling your best. But, like, who's it for? If it's for you, cool. But, like, it's probably going to get all over everything. Unless you got some severe setting spray. But it's going to make a mess. And you're risking staining your own clothes.
What's the point?
It's clogging your
And
pores.
as someone who has been in digital fitness before, who had to wear makeup on camera while working out, my eyes have never burned so much. From getting, like, whenever you're dripping sweat and it drips in your eyes, and then you have to, like, stare into the camera with makeup in your eyes, they're bloodshot. Not my thing.
Was that like a Peloton or a techno gym
It was for
situation?
Barry's. So Barry's actually moved me to LA back in 2021 to be a part of their digital platform.
So you're out there somewhere giving people a ride class right now?
Yeah, I was actually also on a virtual reality video game doing fitness called FitXR. So if you have like a VR headset and you get a subscription, my workouts should be on there. It's like dance and hit and sculpt classes, and you can see an animated version of me in front of you.
Oh my God, I love that.
When we started the interview at the beginning, we were like, now he's in the flesh, like we've never meant it so much.
Yeah, some people have only seen me in animated.
Okay, we've got time for 2 more.
Okay.
Recording every Barry's class for your story highlight.
Listen, if you don't post about going to the gym, how do we know you went? Do not use your phones on a moving treadmill. It is dangerous. You're going to eat it. I'm going to have trouble not laughing. I'm going to have to check on you. Everyone's going to look. Don't use your phones on a moving treadmill. After the class, whenever no one else in the room, you take your selfie, do it. I love that. Post about your fitness. I love that. I do it all the time. Don't have other people in your video who have not signed on to be in your video.
Yes.
There's mirrors everywhere. Be considerate of the people around you, then post your selfie. By all means, we love a good pump pic.
Okay, last one. Someone who texts hey and then disappears for hours.
First and foremost, don't text me hey.
I know. Get to the
Don't text me how are you. Get to the point. What do you want? Because if I respond, you're like, hey, are you free today? I'm like, yeah, I'm around. And they're like, okay, cool, so you can help me move? No!
Say it first.
First and foremost, we're adults. Hire somebody. Second of all, tell me why you're texting me. I am a certified yapper, if you couldn't tell. I love a long-winded text. I love a long-winded answer. Tell me why you're texting me. Absolutely, please and thank you.
Big
I'm free depending
no.
on the text.
Yes! What are you doing today? Nothing. Oh, so you're free. That's not what I said. I said I'm doing nothing. Rest is productive.
That's what we were saying.
Thank you.
We need to cut this exact segment and send it to everyone who's texting Garret.
Everybody. Please and thanks.
We've never had a more energetic version of What Gives You the Ick, so thank you so much for that.
Happy to be a part of it.
That brings us to the end of the Lovin Dubai show. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you so much. This was so fun.
Thank you, Farah.
Thank you.
Guys, have a beautiful day. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Bye-bye.